Hello and welcome to point number 2 on the free Fuzion plan. So as I explained in the self-awareness video, which was step number 1, free Fuzion is built on an 8-point system, and we cover a number of areas which are all essential to you if you want to feel your best emotionally and physically. So these are skills, if you like, that we've all got within us. It's just about knowing when to use them at the right time. So today we're talking about movement. Why is movement important when it comes to feeling our best emotionally and physically? Well, I'm sure a lot of you, not everyone out there, but a lot of you are really quite sedentary in your lifestyle. We spend a lot of time sitting in cars. We spend a lot of time sitting on the sofa now, more in the evenings than probably we ever did, because there's TV stations 24/7 and many of them. In many people's jobs, they find themselves very static, sat at a desk. Even, if we have a few spare moments at lunchtime, we're more likely to be sat there looking at our phones now, all hunched up like this, rather than getting out there in the fresh air. And when we do that, our body becomes quite stiff. Some of our muscles become shortened because they're just not being stretched out or put in the position they should be, especially around the chest area and the neck. And you end up with this sort of, your head in this sort of text head position. But also, during the course of our day, we often produce adrenaline and the stress hormone cortisol because we have pretty demanding lifestyles. Whether you're at home with the kids or in an office situation or whatever your job is, and mine is as a therapist, but it can still be pretty demanding, making all these videos and things like that, keeping people engaged. So we can produce quite a lot of stress and cortisol. And the way it was designed was to make us move, because it's part of our fight and flight response. So if we're very sedate and sedentary and we're not moving around, we're really not using those hormones up to what they were designed for. So then they start to fester within us and create more prolonged state of stress or anxiety, disturbed sleep, other health issues. There's a mouthful. So when we start to move, we start to release those chemicals. We start to use them for the purpose of them. Now, a lot of people will find they'll go to a high energy impact class in the gym and that'll make them feel good. But if you're already burning your candle at both ends or running on adrenaline, then sometimes that can actually cause you to kick in more adrenaline to the point where you're sort of overloading your system rather than allowing it to recover. So for some people, it's much better to do gentle exercise, to just be aware during your day that if you're not moving around much and you're starting to get a bit stiff or a bit agitated or headachy or just feeling like you've got that slump, well, if you get up and move, and if you'd seen the previous video on self-awareness, you'd be aware of the benefits of just changing your body position, changing your posture, which obviously when we move, we do that. So whether you choose to go for a walk, whether you choose to do an exercise class like free Fuzion at the end of your day, or whether you choose to do a few exercises that you will have learned within a free Fuzion class, just at your desk or, stepping out into the fresh air. Some of them are more, if you like, you'd probably be more comfortable doing them in public or in your office than others. But just to give you an idea of how we introduce it into the free Fuzion class, one of the early things we do in the class is a warm-up. So that's from anything from moving our wrists around and our ankles around, swinging our arms up and down to loosen up these muscles and soften them, just to sort of let go and get that energy moving, the circulation going. So there's that part of it, the warm-up, where there's quite a lot of that going on. And then there's more of the movement section where we're stepping out and waving our arms a bit more, like a very gentle aerobics class, but we're not getting anywhere near to the level that you would in an aerobics class. It's just for the purpose of moving. We use it as well in some of our mindful exercises. So we might do mindful walking, or we also play fun games. So I don't know whether I should say this on video if you've never experienced one of my classes, but musical breaths or musical laughter. So it gives you a chance to just dance around to the music, and then when the music stops, you've either got to laugh or breathe or whatever the aim of that game is. We use them a little bit more when we do school workshops or team building exercises, because it's a really good way of just boosting your positive hormones. So we also, when we're doing the breathing exercises within Free Fusion, they're put together often with a Qigong type exercise. So as you breathe in, you might be rising your arms up and then bringing them down, or more of a flow movement like this, as you bring the energy in and out, and we put that together in a sequence once you've learned each of the exercises. So all the while you're moving and you're releasing all that tension in your body, but you're getting the circulation going, getting rid of those stress hormones that have been building up. And then at the end of the session, of course, we lie down and do nothing. And sometimes that can be just as beneficial, but when we lie down, we might give ourselves a little gentle stretch as well. So within the Free Fusion class, the point of why it is an exercise class, and it's not a mindfulness class where you just come and sit and meditate or use your mind to do the exercises. You need to be able to use your body for the purpose that it was intended. And, you know, I'm a qualified youth mindfulness trainer, but at the end of the day, I actually don't want to go to a mindfulness class because I've been sat still for a lot of the day. My body's got stiff. I've got a bit achy. I'd rather go out into a bit more of a energetic, uplifting and moving class before we go on to the more sedentary, sitting down, meditating, mindfulness exercises. So I hope that helps you understand a little bit more about Free Fusion. You can go to the website www.freefusion.co.uk to look at all the details and quite a large number of classes up and coming for the spring and summer. So thank you very much for watching this second video in the series, and tomorrow we will be doing a little bit on breathing. So I know that's something you do every day that you'll be very familiar with, but it's amazing how many different ways there are to breathe and what benefits it can bring for you. Okay, we'll see you again then. Thank you.